get into it with y'all because y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Hell no.
What's up? What's good? What's good? What's cranking, family and friends? I was scrolling on YouTube. Well, actually, I saw it on TikTok first, right? Um, the guy Kevin Tugg Watson, right? That got shot on Facebook Live, sitting in his car on the block. Dudes roll up to try to take his chain. Seemingly they were coming after the chain. And just man, it touched me just to see it go down like it did. Of course, to see a human being get killed, another black man, just in that regard, he's talking and then the next thing you know, they pull him out the car and he out of here unalive. And so yeah, it touched me, and I'm like, I'm just looking at everything and like, what are the circumstances of this? Why is he sitting out there in Chicago on a block with an expensive type of chain like that on Facebook Live, where you're not paying attention, completely alert to your surroundings, and basically let somebody get that drop on you. So like it was just like it was tugging at me, no pun intended. And shout out, I mean, condolences and prayers to his loved ones and family. Um, because it's even worse that this is a video that they might see or will have to see, or so condolences to his loved ones, man. Prayers up for him. But yeah, it's just being in the DC area at this time with the National Guard deployed and the FBI and all these troops, and they trying to crack down on crime, and and Trump saying New York and Chicago and these places next. And it's just a crazy time to see something like this, because meanwhile we saying we don't need all this type of enforcement. We got it. Like, crime is crime. Crime always been crime. It's not that bad right now. And just to see something like this with probably some black on black crime, with a brother sitting in his car and you come to take his chain. So after I saw that video, it came up on YouTube, and then I started to get more information on what was going on, and some data surrounding the things, the events of that day. And it's just really unbelievable. Like, it's the circumstances, the way they happen. I don't really believe in coincidence. It's cause and effect. It's certain things that was done and not done that could have prevented this. But like I said, it's a sad thing, and I just want I felt compelled to share my piece on it. So I'm gonna play this video that I just found of him back in the day talking to the news after he had did like 12 years on a gun charge. I believe they're gonna tell you what it was. And I'm just looking at everything, and he brings up Facebook and people arguing and people, on Facebook, and how he was trying to help. Because I'm wondering, like, because they call him like a drug lord, or like he was an OG on the block. So I'm like, why is he talking to the police? But it seemed that he was really trying to change his life, or he was trying to move differently, and he was offering help to the police. So this threw me off again. Like I said, it just keep taking turns. But I'm gonna share some of the stuff I found with y'all. Um, but yeah, it's sad, tragic, sad, man. It's really sad.
Like, that be the shit, and that's what make get into it with y'all because y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Hell no.
This is the sad story of Tugg Watson, a popular Chicago native who was robbed and gunned down on Facebook Live for his diamond chain. In this sad video, we will be playing a clip which shows the gentleman sitting in his car recording himself talking to his followers, and someone pulls up to his car, shoots him and steals his chain, all on camera.
I wanted to show y'all this one right here where he was on the news, as I said. So
A single block on Chicago's West Side has had 10 people shot in recent days. Our Larry Ellen checked out that block today and found an alleged gang leader who has explained what's behind the mayhem.
Live on this block is in tour with nobody. They're not in tour with nobody.
Over the last 6 days, 10 people have been shot on this block of Leamington Avenue near Madison in the Austin neighborhood. 5 of them were shot last night around 9:30. Witnesses told me the street sounded like a shooting gallery. Police blame it on a gang conflict. Kevin Watson says police have accused him of being a gang leader here. Which gang?
Oh, the Mafia in St. Vincent was. I'm not no gang leader, though.
Watson spent a dozen years in prison on a shooting charge. He was released 4 years ago and now calls himself an elder on the block at age 31. What's going on here?
It's a lot of different things going on. You know, a lot of people coming from different places, and unfortunately, they happen to get seen over here.
Last night's shootings, he says, were probably due to gang members from a nearby neighborhood spilling onto the block on Leamington. Some of the residents here who declined to go on camera told me they feel safe on the streets during the daytime, but after dark, it's a different story. Watson recalls his younger days when troublemakers stole bikes instead of doing drive-by shootings.
Nowadays, you got Facebook, and everybody want to argue, and everybody tough. Everybody want to play with guns.
He says he's offered to help police manage the violence, but they haven't taken him up on it. He insists he's on their side.
I'm not influencing nobody to go out and shoot nobody or to fight or none of that. You know, if there's anything going on, if I could do something about it to prevent it or avoid it, that's the first thing I'm going to do.
Larry Ellen, Fox 32 News.
There was a heavy police presence in the neighborhood today. A department spokesperson says organized crime units are working to disrupt the gang activity there.
Man was streaming on Facebook Live before he became second person killed on Austin block in 2 days, police report.
He was the second person killed on the same block in 2 days. So it's like, you know, where your antennas at? Are you not paying attention, or do you just feel, you know, that you're gonna be all right, you know, because you're known in the hood, you lived there your whole life, probably, you know what I'm saying? And people respect you, right? But did your ego or did your that comfortability, did you get too comfortable being on that block, you know, wearing that type of jewelry in that type of neighborhood and what's seemingly a fancy car? So it's just all type of questions come up in my head of, like, you know, how he was basically seemingly slipping, or is it somebody that he know that might have came up? And it probably is, because even the way the interaction took place, he was like, bro, like, you know, it was almost like, whoa, what's going on, right? So
You see, it's a possibility. He in the same area, these same shorties, because the person that was asking for the chain sounded like a shorty. It didn't sound like a full-grown man. It almost sounded like a woman.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like I said, it's a sad story. I'm showing you this video, some more of this video that I was just showing you after the news report. Okay, hold up.
Oh, fun. Niggas, keep my name in y'all know what y'all be testing. Y'all can't fuck with me on no level. You ain't got more money than me. You can't whoop my ass. You don't just fly at me. Like, y'all just be hating to these hoes, man. Get you some money with your broke ass. I'm having fun. You gotta watch some of the motherfuckers you do business with. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? You be going to fuck with a motherfucker, see you got something going on, and now all of a sudden they want to keep upping the price on you. Like, get your weak ass up out of here. Well, you know what I'm saying? Some excuses. You know, sometimes it don't matter that a motherfucker be out more than they'll still be hating on you, Joe. You gotta pay attention. I feel like yeah, motherfucker want to get over. Yeah, no, I'm finna come out and fight. Not right now. I want you motherfucker car pulling up. No playing right now. So now, motherfucking, hold on, y'all. Yeah, we need to do something, bro, because that shit ain't right. You feel me? So again, the tacos this motherfucker big. You feel me? I can't part. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I done got, let me show y'all, Finn. These bitches $5 each. You feel me? 2 of these, 6 of their drinks, bro. 6 of their drinks. Y'all shit watered down, first of all. Like everything is just like a get over on your people, bro. At some point, bro, when you
like he outside with that chain and flashing like he show you the cars. He's saying he got money and can't nobody F with him. And that's kind of the trap we fall into when we we getting it and we successful and people know us and we've been out here on that block in that neighborhood for a long time and you almost feel untouchable. And sometimes that's the downfall. But I thought it was ironic that he brought up, Facebook, because that's how he ended up actually meeting his demise, right? So yeah, I wanted to show some more and then another thing. So he's on Facebook. First of all, he said something about he said where he was talking about right here. I'll show you. Hold up, y'all.
So this is what I'm gonna do. 7 grams for $10. 7 grams. Right. Ain't no dollars. I'm doing it because this is what I can do and this is what I want to do. 14 grams for 20. Y'all check in. After 3 for sure. Let me get the
Some people see him as a good person, which others have their opinion about him. He even said in a post that the T in my name stands for toxic.
Now see, I just feel like that's just some very hot behavior, The way I come up, it wasn't no internet, but you don't broadcast things like that. And like I'm terrified to go on a Facebook or social media and talk about, the deals on the illegal substances I'm selling. And so that was crazy. That threw me off. And I'm like, how you out here, catching, on Facebook, telling about the deals and all that. So he proceeds to sit and talk about the club, these situations. Well, first of all, another crazy thing was, say a couple weeks before that incident,
I'm in gas station on Madison and Cicero, and this shorty say, "Who made your chain?" I tell him he lost, right? Then he asks how much. I give him the price. He leave out, come in with 2 more of his homies, and tell them what I told him. Now they standing around looking, trying to see who gonna make the move. I'm just standing there like a dummy, hoping my haircut decent enough for the Chicago mugshot page, because I know y'all be riding motherfuckers. But on a serious note, man, just leave me alone. I promise this shit will never end the way a motherfucker think. This ain't sugar, it's salt.
That's crazy work to me. That's crazy work that happened and you still ain't on guard, right? You still out here seemingly lacking or feeling too comfortable. So that threw me off. And then there was another part where he was talking about, after he spoke on, selling or his prices on the gas, right?
We live in
public. I mean, on Facebook. Damn the public, for the world, for the FBI and everybody to see.
just got paid $900 to wear my gym shoes.
Then he actually gonna do a whole transaction.
But like, come on, bro. Hold on. Tell him to pull that. I'm gonna tell him to pull that and look at this shit. 10 minutes. I'm doing it. All right. So they don't pay y'all enough, bro.
So that's crazy work. And so basically he was sitting here about 10, 15 minutes talking about promoters and nightclubs and how they overcharging and it's hard to park. And, they basically, they charging too much. And he wants, he's like, people should be able to come out, have a good time and the promoters are it's not their fault, it's the club owners. So he basically speaking for the people. You know, he's saying some good stuff, but even in that, you know, he had a couple little moments of tough talking. Like it was a part where he said, you know, I'm gonna park, you know, I guess they told him not to park there in front of the club, and he was like, man, they don't own that, they don't own these streets, man. I'm gonna park there. You know, I'm like, I want to park there, and they better not touch my car. If they do, they're gonna get found by it. And the irony of these things that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just looking at it, and he ended up found by his car after being on Facebook Live. The irony of some of the things that he said, and he also mentioned in a couple different clips how basically, you know, he got the money, ain't nobody gonna see him, nobody can whoop him, and you know, like he was untouchable, like or either the streets loved him that much, or he was untouchable, or basically looking like an overconfidence to me. He had too much confidence. He got too lax. He got too comfortable, and unfortunately, they you know they came up on him for that chain, man. So this is where.
Yeah, hell yeah, y'all go. Because they don't pay y'all enough, and they don't give y'all enough respect or give y'all the control that y'all have to control the crowd. And it don't even be, it's not really a crowd control. A lot of shit happen because when we get in front of these clubs, yeah, first of all, security, like I said last night, security be mad. They stand on the motherfucking door 8 hours, they ain't getting paid enough. So now they treating the motherfuckers who coming to the door. You feel me? And I'm not letting no motherfucker mistreat me. Fuck what a motherfucker talking about, bro. Like I said, when I come into these clubs and these bars and these establishments, 9 times out of 10, you feel me? It's money. I'm not even finna go through all that because I ain't trying to stun. I'm just being honest. You feel me? My jewelry, this shit costs thousands. I'm not finna walk no 2 motherfucking blocks when you got parks in front of your shit and you want to reserve them because I'm coming to support you to spend my money anyway. And there's 7 or 8 motherfucking parks. You telling me I can't park right there. You don't control that park. From now on, I'm parking right there. Call the police, motherfucker, and they going to tell your dumb ass the same thing. And if you touch or go near my car, I'm going to leave your ass right there by my shit. They go over the owners, the security, whoever. That's how I'm coming from now on. And that's just being honest. Don't tell me I can't park nowhere you don't got no control over. Don't nobody control these motherfucking city streets, man. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. But they need to give y'all respect. You feel me? They need to stop playing, check y'all security, coach them on how to engage with people when you're dealing with them, because you can't talk to people reckless. You can't treat them reckless just because you mad or just because you going through some shit. Girl, you'll be all right.
That's a fact. I agree with that. Like he was making some good points, like I said. But I think that, you know, we get that confidence or that, you know, ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing, do nothing to me. And sometimes that's detrimental. This is actually after the shooting where his blood cousin runs up or comes to the car. And, you know, I don't know if the video was stopped, but like, and when you're watching the actual video that I seen, it's like 30, 50 seconds later. But I don't know if it had stopped, you know, but it had to be shortly after. His blood cousin comes up to the car, and I don't know, like I said, where was he at when he got shot? I mean, it's people, you know, they calling for the ambulance. You hear people in commotion in the back, but it just seemed like, where was these people at, and how are they there so quick? How is his cousin coming up to the car so quick? Or, you know, it's just strange. I don't know the layout, but it also lends to maybe the people who did it, they knew how the layout was. Okay, he gonna be sitting in that car, he be sitting over there, you know, going live, he gonna have the chain on. His folks and them usually be down the block, and you know, right there, boom, 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 because it looked like he in front of a building, because I see like an address, like a building, apartment building door. So they might have known the layout too, and that's how they was able to come in and come out. Maybe it was the people who he just had that transaction with, you know, but it looked like they was targeting him for the chain. So it was like they knew he was going to be there and they was coming for the chain. Wasn't necessarily the money or the drugs or nothing. So let me play this one.
Hold on. I got money. Are you good, God?
They calling them now, bro. No, nobody touched nothing over here. Hey, this my blood cousin, fuck. I got him. I'm trying to find the key because this bitch a locked and this shit ain't. Huh? And that's why I'm finna see. So. Oh, what smoke?
So yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, just tragic situation. The cousin seemed a little calm, for that to just happen, but who knows how close they were, or or how calm the dude is. The blood cousin could just be a dude that's calm under pressure. But I don't know. That's a little suspicious. He flipped the phone up, and you hear some rumblings and some talk in the back. And he says, "My blood cousin." You know what I'm talking about? Like, ain't nobody touch nothing. So you know what I'm saying? I'm out to. So either he trying to get the work out the car or anything that could be bad for Tugg. He gone, but still for his name or just with the authorities, right? So he get the bag. He said, "Oh, there's some smoke." So I don't know if he about to tuck that or if he removing it from the crime scene or the car so it won't be found in there. For all because that's when the hood, that's what you do. You gotta keep it clean. You got what I'm saying, you want to clean it up so your folks are they won't catch that. Even though they did, they're still gonna be in the story, right? So yeah, man, it's just tragic, and it's just like I think we just gotta do better, man. We gotta think, we gotta move better. We gotta not get caught up on social media. I've been seeing a lot of cases of people getting killed on live. When you go live, you showing somebody where you at. When you go live in public, especially, you giving, you basically giving an invitation to say, I'm gonna be here. Come get me. So if you got enemies or you flashy, you got a lot of money, expensive cars like Tugg, if people want to get at you for any reason, because there's a lot of evil out here. You might have ex-girls and girls you done did wrong. Who knows? But once you live in public, you calling them people to come wherever you at. So I just think that it just seemed, and like I said, I don't know the guy. I'm looking at kind of things I see to paint a picture, a backstory of who he was. And like they said, he looked like he was trying to do the right thing. There's a couple more clips where they showing him saying positive stuff on his Facebook lives. And on one, he said he was speaking on being consistent. He was like, man, that's what you got to do. That's what I had to learn. To be successful, you got to be consistent. You just got to keep going, and it'll work out for you. You'll win. Now, the flip side of that is if you consistently going live in the same place, you can meet your demise because you're consistently showing these people where you're going to be. So they get in the schedule and they marking it down. Okay, Tuesday at 3 or 4, he'd be on the block every day at 6 with that chain on. So, you just got to be careful how you move, man. And I just wanted to share that and share my point of view on it. Because like I said, as I saw different videos, it opened up a bigger picture of actually who he was and how that whole thing played out. And I really think it's somebody that he knew or knew of him. I don't think he was a totally strange person because just the way the approach was. And he was like, nah, bruh. Yeah. And it seemed like he was kind of still trying to be tough on live. Like, and they probably walked up with the stick out, like, he like, nah. And they said, give up your chain. They take that chain off. He like, nah, you take that chain off. That chain ain't worth your life. That was another thing, another mistake. But they could have intended to kill him anyway. Because like I said, you can see in some of the videos, he's snappy and talking that talk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, you can have people don't like you from years. You in the same neighborhood. You could have people that don't like you for years that could be smiling in your face and don't like you and see that chain as an opportunity. Because guess what? Times is tough. You know what I'm saying? Money tight. It's a cycle. It's a cycle of black on black crime, and it's pitiful, man. But it's just the situation we're in. It's systematic. But like, yeah, you're gonna be a target when you out here in the in the jungle, and you got wolves and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, you're gonna be a target. So you got to be careful. You got to protect yourself. Your head got to be on the swivel. You can't put yourself in compromising situations. You're sitting on a block, going live in your car, selling work on Facebook, and you got prior history in the streets, and like I don't understand, but maybe this could save somebody else's life, man. Just move safe, move, always be aware of your surroundings, keep your doors locked in your car, keep your windows up, always be aware of your surroundings, moving in and out the car, everywhere you go. You got to be aware of your surroundings, especially in a more crime-ridden neighborhood. Now you got to do that everywhere you go, but especially when it goes down right around here. And like they said, this was the second shooting in 2 days, and right there on that same block in that circumference. So that should have gave him the wherewithal to really be careful. But then again, he felt comfortable because he was an OG in the hood, and maybe he felt like he couldn't be touched, or maybe he felt like the people in his immediate surroundings was looking out and had his back, but his attention was on Facebook. And like I said, maybe he knew the people that pulled up and didn't expect for them to do that. And it's just crazy. And it's some more clips where they showing those glasses. You could see a reflection of a white car. It was a white Altima that pulled up right before the transaction. And then right before the shooting, another white car pulls up. I couldn't really see it, but maybe I'll try to slow it down and show it to y'all in this video, because I got to go back and do some editing. But yeah, man, y'all got to be careful out here. It ain't safe in these streets. Just be focused though. How about that? Try to just focus on what you need to focus on. And sometimes don't be looking for the notoriety or the fame or going lives, for that attention. Sometimes that attention, is a good thing, and a lot of times is a bad thing. So he was sitting on there worried about getting attention, or worrying about helping the people with the clubs. He talking about the clubs and the promoters, and maybe trying to affect change, on that scene, and talking to the promoters and the people. And maybe that could have been some form of activism, in a sense, like he trying to help the people. I get that, but go in the house and do that, or go somewhere where you safe, or lock your doors, or just make sure you're watching out, or maybe not wear the chain that day. You just really got to be careful, and don't get to that pride. Don't let that confidence get you in trouble. Don't let that confidence make you feel untouchable, because we all human. We all could bleed, and anybody could be touched. And that's just my piece on it, man. R.I.P. Rest his soul, man. That's a sad story. Like I said, condolences to his loved ones. And we got to do better. We got to do better, people. Black man, young, old, the OGs, the YNs, we gotta do better. And the OGs that know better, that been through it, that made it far enough to still be here and breathing with them gray hairs and them white beards, y'all gotta reach back and tell them youngins, man. Y'all gotta get them game. Y'all gotta make sure they moving right. And sometimes it seems like they don't want to listen, but a lot of times they hear you, especially if you tell them the right things. And sometimes they're not gonna listen. And a lot of them are going to meet the same type of fatal death, just like Tugg. Unfortunately, a lot of people gonna still go in that way because that's just the nature of life. But save who you can, man. Each one teach one. That's a little brief chief and go. Y'all got to keep it cranking and make sure y'all subscribe. And we're gonna do it for the culture. And peace, love, and crank.